traveling nurses and future traveling nurses. Welcome to Travel Nursing Insider. I'm Angelina, and I'm an ex-senior travel nurse recruiter of over 5 years. I'm no longer doing that, so I've created this channel to empower and educate traveling nurses to take control of your careers. I'll be sharing tips and advice on the travel nursing industry from an insider perspective who comes from the agency side of things. This video is the first in a series of videos where I will be discussing negotiation tactics. So each video is going to go over a different negotiation tactic that you can use, and these are tactics that have been used on me by actual traveling nurses over the last 5 or 6 years that I was in this industry. Please subscribe to this channel, and also let me know if you have any questions or any topics that you'd like me to go over. Hope you enjoy. First negotiation tactic I'm going to go over with you, it's kind of simple, but it is working with multiple recruiters from different agencies. Now, I know that some people might feel a little weird about this, kind of like you might be cheating on your recruiter or being dishonest, but I highly encourage this. It just really gives you the most opportunities and really opens up your options. It's a great way to test out all of the different agencies. There's hundreds of agencies and thousands of recruiters, and there are a few big players, agencies that are large and very well known, and then there's also mid-sized or smaller agencies that are lesser known. So this gives you an opportunity to test out those large agencies, test out, the middle or the smaller agencies, and see what fits best with your personality and which agencies are the most trustworthy, the recruiters that are the most transparent and honest and that really mesh well with your personality. So I'm a strong believer that in this industry, it's less about the agency that you're working with, and it's a lot more about the recruiter that you're working with. It's important to have a good personality fit with your recruiter, that you mesh well, that you're friendly to each other, that your recruiter is there for you, and that you really genuinely feel like you can trust your recruiter, because a good recruiter, if they can and if their agency gives them the autonomy, they will go to bat for you and they will do whatever they can to have you. Now, when it comes down to making the most money or negotiating the right working conditions that are good for you, working with different recruiters from different agencies can really work in your favor. And there's a few reasons why. So number one is that every agency does not work in every single state. Even within the state, they may not have contracts with every hospital. So it's important to open up your options there so that you have access to every hospital in the state that you're looking to work in. And secondly, a lot of hospitals negotiate their bill rates directly with each individual agency. So you might find higher pay packages, perks, benefits, things like that with the different agencies. And this is a great way for you to put your feelers out and see what every agency that you're working with is offering. And honestly, it's a great way to pit agencies against each other. Now, when I say pitting recruiters against each other, what I mean by that is that by working with different recruiters, you are able to access their pay packages and see what kind of pay, benefits, and perks each agency is offering you and choose the package that is best for you. Now, I cannot stress this enough. Please let all of your recruiters know that you are working with multiple recruiters to find a contract in the exact same area. Be transparent. As a recruiter, I would get so annoyed and I would just find it very disrespectful when I would submit a nurse to a contract. I would get an offer from the client and the client would tell me that the nurse had also been submitted by another agency first and that they were going with that agency for the contract. I was a recruiter and a nurse would tell me that they're working with other recruiters to find contracts in the same area. I would be like, whoa, okay, so you've just lit a fire under my behind. I am a very competitive person, and I can tell you that most recruiters are, so I would want the nurse to obviously choose me and choose my agency for their next contract. So I would do whatever it took to negotiate what they needed, what they wanted, so that they would choose my agency. And as a recruiter, yeah, we're paid off of commission. We have pretty low base salaries, so we do want the commissions, but it's a lot more than that. We, number one, want to make sure the nurse is happy so that the nurse will continue to work with our agency ongoing for different contracts even in the future, and so that they'll also say good things about us to their friends and refer their nursing friends to us, so their friends will also take contracts with us. We also want to make sure that our hospital client is happy and that we are providing them with multiple nurses to fill their openings, and that our agency name is in that hospital. So if we have very few nurses in a hospital, it just doesn't look good to the client. We need to have nurses in the hospital client facilities that we are working with. And then also within the agency, it's so competitive within the agency, and it's kind of cutthroat. So there's always kind of cutthroat, it's really cutthroat, but there's always contests going on. There are quotas and metrics to be met. We're wanting to get promotions. We're wanting to get higher pay. So by us having multiple nurses in multiple facilities, it just makes us look good. A little example of this negotiation tactic being put into play was a nurse that I was working with. Her name was Khan, and I was working for a smaller boutique style agency located in Seattle. So I really took pride in the fact that I could personally meet with most of my nurses in person. So I met with Khan. We really hit it off. She was a great person. We kind of developed a good friendship, trusting friendship from the get-go. So I was looking for a contract for her, and there was some awesome crisis rates going on last year for L&D nurses. And I let her know about it, and I told her what the pay package was and everything, and she was in agreement with it, and she even referred a friend. But while things were getting going, she comes to me and she says, Angelina, I heard from another agency and they are offering me $5 more an hour. So instead of $85 an hour, they're offering me $90 an hour. So I'm really considering going with that agency because, you know, $5 an hour, it's a lot of money. It's, you know, $5 an hour is $5 an hour, but I really like you as a recruiter. You are more transparent, blah, 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 blah. You know, she wanted to work with me, what it came down to. So I go to my supervisor and I'm like, this is a great nurse. We need to have a presence on this crisis contract. She'd do a great job. She has like 20 years experience, da, 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 da. So long story short, they agree to it. I'm able to give her the $5 more an hour, and she goes with my agency, and she refers two other L&D nurses and one postpartum nurse to work per diem. So out of this one nurse, by giving her $5 more an hour, I was able to have her. She extended her contract 2 times, and she also referred multiple nurses to us. Contract negotiations, I know, are not easy. It's not easy for the nurse. It's not easy for the recruiter as well. So I hope this video was useful to you, and that you will go forth and work with multiple recruiters from different agencies. Stay tuned. My next video on negotiation tactic number 2 will come out next week. And in the meantime, let's connect. You can leave me questions and comments down below in the comments section. I will always answer those questions. I'm also available via email at travelnursinginsider@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram under at Travel Nursing Insider. I'm on Facebook. Find me under Travel Nursing Insider, and also Twitter at Travel RN Insider. And to all of the nurses out there, traveling nurses or staff nurses, I just want to let you know that I'm so thankful for you. I appreciate you. A traveling nurse actually delivered my baby last year, and I just have such appreciation. So thank you for all that you do for all of our communities throughout this country.